We are at Waypoint Park. This is the best, the newest, and greatest thing that has happened to Bellingham, and that's going to continue to happen to Bellingham. Hey everyone, it's Aldo here with the LeVain Real Estate Team here in Bellingham, and I want to show you Waypoint Park and what it has to offer, what has happened to this park, what's going to happen. So stay tuned in this video because there's so much happening. For me, as a local growing up here, we're finally getting a place where it can be the main focal point of Bellingham. And it's somewhere where people can come and do pretty much all. They can eat, they can drink, they can play, they have scenery, and I am really, really excited to see what's gonna happen here in the next 5 to 10 years. But first, let me kind of explain what Waypoint Park used to be, what it is now, and what it will be here in the future. So let's start with the history here of Waypoint Park. So right now, this is Granary Avenue, but this used to be GP, so it was called Georgia Pacific. And what it was an old paper mill, and so what they did was create a bunch of toilet paper, a lot of paper towels for the country, for the world. But this was ran in, the 80s and 90s, and in 2001, the city finally shut down GP. Now, it was a pretty big company to work for. It created a lot of jobs, it created a great economy here for Bellingham. At the same time, it probably wasn't the most environmentally safe place, especially because it was so close to everything. So, 2001, it was shut down. So for a couple of years, it just sat here. Nothing was really happening. But in 2005, the city actually bought the land back and kind of made it an easement for a recreational area for the future. But in 2008 or 2009, there finally was planning on what they wanted to create here, but they had no idea. And they finally came up with this concept of, creating a focal point where Bellingham and a lot of people can come to. It wasn't until 2016 where construction finally happened. They started clearing out a lot of the old buildings, tearing them down, taking away tons and tons of dirt, because Georgia Pacific did have a lot of chemicals in the building, and they had to make sure that anything that had leaked into the ground was not contaminated. So they brought a lot of dirt out, brought a lot more dirt in. So in 2016, they started clearing the way, and they started creating what now is Waypoint Park, which is really, really cool. So the actual park itself, it's an acre and a half. You have a pump track, you have restaurants right now, you have actual park, and you have a beachfront. What they try to do, and is what you can see kind of behind me, is that they still tried to keep some of its history here. Of course, all those crazy looking rustic things, don't even know what they are, but they've cleaned them up. But what they did was they brought in quite a bit of dirt, and they created about a 10,000 square foot beach area right on the water, which is really, really cool. And if you go near it, you're gonna see this giant ball, which is known as the acid ball, and it weighs about 430,000 pounds. So they just wanted to have that ball there to just kind of show the history of what used to be here. Now, before the park even really started, investors came, and what used to be the granary building, they remodeled that whole entire granary building. It's really cool. It's right on the water. There's a coffee shop, a yoga studio. There's cryo rolls in there, and if you don't follow them, you need to, because they have like 500,000 followers on TikTok. They make really good ice cream. It's really, really cool. So that building was there, and now there is the park, which is really, really cool. Now, Kulshan Brewery, they have leased some of this land for the next 10 years. And what they have done is they have created this concept of Trackside. And now, so people, if they say, hey, I'm gonna go to Trackside, people don't really call it Waypoint Park. Now, Trackside is really cool because it's a container village. So it's made out of containers, which is really, really neat. And they've created its own little brewery inside of the actual park. And so you can go in there, you can eat, you can drink, you can only order their beers, which is really cool. They have good beer as well. Outside, they have other little food trucks, so you can eat whatever if you want, some tacos or burgers or some other things. They also have a really good ice cream shop that I love, especially their strawberry ice cream, because it's freshly made, homemade. Inside of Trackside is really cool because it's really family friendly. You can come here by yourself, come here on a date night, you can come here with friends, with family. There's live music here, especially in the summertime and on the weekends. Now, Trackside through the summer is open every single day, except now starting in September, they're gonna only be open from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday through probably Halloween. After that, they may only be open on the weekends and maybe just shut down probably from November through February or even March, depending on the weather. But come the springtime, it'll start being open 5 days a week, and it's such a great place to come. But outside of Trackside, there is so much cool things to offer. There is a huge pump track for bigger adults or bigger kids, and a smaller one for little kids as well. So there's a lot to do here with bikes. Now, Bellingham being the bike central capital of the world, people love coming down here and using the pump track because it's one of very few that are around this area, and instead of going up to Galbraith Mountain, you can come here, enjoy a beer, and just ride your bike, which is really neat. So this whole entire area actually is going to be commercialized in a good way, right? More local. But right now what they have is constructing 2 huge luxury condo buildings, which is really, really cool. It's taken them a lot longer to construct than they planned. They were supposed to be ready about 1.5 years ago, but they won't be ready until about early 2024. Now, there's gonna be a total of 3 buildings. Right now, there's 2 that's being constructed. Each building is gonna have about 30 units or so, and they're gonna range anywhere between 600,000 all the way up to 2 million or even more, especially for those penthouse suites. They will have those luxury condos up top, but they'll also have commercial space down below. So once those 3 buildings are done and they have that commercial space down below, there will be more restaurants, there will be more shopping, there will be more entertainment, more bars, a lot more for anybody and whoever wants to come down here and just enjoy this focal point of Bellingham. What's really cool about these condos though is that they sit right on the water, and you're gonna have amazing, beautiful views of the water on one side. You're gonna have views of the park on the other side, and of course, you're gonna be able to see the San Juan Islands and the mountains of, the Canadian Rockies on one side as well. So they are going to be nice, and they are going to be truly luxury condos here in Bellingham. Now, for the future of what's going to happen here at Waypoint Park, I'm not really totally sure, but I know big things are coming. I just found out that Washington State has the biggest and largest migration population coming from out of state. So there's more people moving into Washington State than any other state right now. And there's a reason for it. And I'm finally happy and glad that Bellingham is starting to accommodate some of these big moves, because our area is beautiful, and needs to be a lot more structure and a lot more things for people to do. I'm hoping that downtown Bellingham gets better and gets bigger and taller and allows some more things for people to come and enjoy. Like I said, there's a lot of people that are moving in, and I wanted to share what this cool area here is at Waypoint Park. And I hope for anybody that's watching that is living here or thinking of moving here, this is a really great spot. Now, I know we're getting out of summertime, but come the springtime, this is gonna keep getting better and better the year after year. So like I said, there's so many people moving here, guys. If that's you're watching this channel, if you're looking at moving here in Bellingham, guys, please reach out to us. I'll leave all my information down below. I'm a local realtor here in Bellingham. We'd love to sit down with you. Give us a call, shoot us a text, or shoot us an email, and we can sit down and come up with a game plan, and I can show you what Bellingham and Whatcom County has to offer. You let us know what kind of amenities you're looking for, and we'll gladly show you maybe some spots that you would love. Once again, guys, my name is Aldo here with the LeVain Real Estate Team. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.